high. Now we're going to learn the whole bow stroke. Okay, hopefully you're getting really comfortable playing in the middle, playing at the tip, playing at the frog. You've done many, many, many minutes of practice just on open strings, just in those various parts of the bow. So now we need to put it together and integrate all the parts into one long bow stroke. And if you're taking private lessons, I guarantee you that in time, as you're playing pieces and your songs, your teacher will ask you to use more bow. They will ask you to use the whole length of the bow, because it's with this whole bow that we really, really project the sound. The sound becomes very resonant when we can utilize all the bow. Just go to YouTube and watch the videos of the great players play. Okay, and you will see that they are using all the bow almost all the time. There are times when you can't, specific bow techniques that require just a little bit of bow, but for the most part, when you watch performers play, they're using pretty much all the bow. Okay, so we need to get on with the whole bow stroke. And going back to the little setup that I made, and I do hope you take the time to do it. Really, the hardest part really is just saving two lengths of tube, paper towel rolls, and then finding a rubber band around the house. That's really the hard part. So once you do this, it's just, again, it's something that you can always go back to, just to reestablish sort of the feel of the stroke. And you know, I have this one, okay, has the tape in the way, but you don't have to put duct tape on yours. So now we're just going to start making these whole bow strokes, okay? And they're all these little parts that have to come together. And, you know, different parts of the bow require different kinds of movement. So as you're starting at the frog, okay, just be aware of what happens with the upper part of your arm, okay? Watch what happens. Watch how it stops. Watch how the elbow opens. Watch how the wrist really kind of bends down there. The fingers lengthen. Okay, now we have to recover. It comes up. The wrist goes back to sort of this straight, kind of to neutral. The fingers bend back. We come up to the frog. The wrist starts to elevate because we tilt just a little bit over at the frog, and then the forearm now comes, this upper part of the arm now comes forward. So you're just going to do that enough times that it becomes one integrated movement, okay? And that the bow is going to stay straight, and okay, and you will have to rosin a lot. Unfortunately, this will take the rosin right off the bow hair, so there is that. And the other thing I like about this is that you can change the angle, so you can feel what the right bow stroke for the E string. So you can just really rotate it this way, and you can play on the E string. You can tilt it back this way and play on the G string. It just really helps to recreate all the different the levels, the arm levels of playing on each of the strings. So, and this is also a way to practice if you ever get bogged down with one of the pieces that you're working on, get bogged down with the bowing, you can just put the violin down, put this up, and just do the bowing of a piece that you're working on. So let's say you're working on Minuet. You can just play in the first Suzuki book, dum da 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 dum bum 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 da 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 dum bum bum. And it's a way, again, sort of to take the pressure off of the left hand and just kind of be really relaxed and just feel what the bow arm does. Okay, so now with the violin, we want to do the same thing, just to really, really, again, start making these very, very full, big sounds using the entire bow. I like to start with the hand as close to the frog as possible when I'm teaching, working with students, because it's not intuitive to really want to go all the way to the frog, and oftentimes students feel like they are playing at the frog, and it feels like their hand is at the frog. In reality, it's not. They're only about this far toward the frog. So by literally just visually taking your hand, placing it right on top of the strings. Okay, so I'm just a mere 1.5 inches away from that silver part. Then now I can make sure that I really am starting my whole bow stroke using all of it down here at the frog. So I'm just going to really drop. Don't be afraid, okay, of this at the frog. And this is one of the reasons why people stay away from the frog. They just are not comfortable and don't want to make these sounds. But this is not the concern now, okay? Just being able to move the arm, keep the bow going straight, that's the concern now. And keep your eyes glued to the sounding point, okay? Make your eyes just encompass this range, and you're going to see the bow pass in front of your eyes. All right, so that's what you're watching for. And because you're going to monitor that you're maintaining the sounding point, that you're going to maintain the trajectory of the bow. You can visually see that it's going straight when you're watching there. If you're watching your arm, it's really hard. Once you look away, it's hard to see what's going on up here. So if you keep your eyes glued right there, your arm will take care of the rest because you've already practiced, you've already been doing the right things, you've already been aware of the kinds of movements that the arm does. So now it's just time to watch there, watch right at the sounding point, okay? And again, what often happens is once students start playing, they watch their left hand exclusively. Once the fingers start going down, they just watch fingers. They don't watch the bow anymore, and then all kinds of things can come into play. So just get in the habit of watching right there, and you don't have to have a really clear vision there. I mean, it's a little blurry for me, but you know, I can certainly see what's going on. Keeping your bow hand relaxed if it starts doing this, okay, too much tension. And if you are getting this sound, then it just needs more bow speed, okay? So we're going to practice the whole bow stroke on every string, making sure our arm level is at the right level for the string that we're playing on. Reaching out, and especially on the G string, you're going to feel an even bigger stretch than you do on the E and the A string. So you're really going to be reaching way in front of you. Okay, so just glorify in making these lovely sounds, even on open strings, okay? Open strings are beautiful. They're ringtones, they're ringing. And then also practice with the guided practice, with the whole bow guided practice.